Switzerland. 1. What is the currency? The official currency of Switzerland is the Swiss franc. 2. Do tourists need a visa? People who want to stay in the country for more than 19 days need a visa. As a general rule, most other countries require a visa to enter Switzerland. 3. What is the normal temperature in summer and winter? In Switzerland, a mild climate prevails with cold, heat and humidity that do not experience too many differences. Between July and August, the temperatures oscillate between 18 and 28 degrees Celsius. Between January and February, around 2 degrees Celsius to 7 degrees Celsius. And spring and autumn, the temperature varies daily between 18 and 18 degrees Celsius. 4. Is the climate different in different areas? Precipitation varies greatly depending on the country's areas in decreases wind height and is higher on the mountain slope, exposing to the wind from the Atlantic Ocean. In general, most of Switzerland receives about 1,000 precipitation per year. The rain falls most intensely between May and August. The tourism region of Switzerland is the average of the Rhone Valley in Canton of valleys in which they have values of around 600 of annual precipitation. Snow is frequent during the winter and the eight areas in the can snow ever in summer. 5. Which side on the road do you drive on? In Switzerland, you drive on the right. Overtaking is prohibited when there is a continuous double line. Tram always take precedence moving. Tram could aid on the right if they are stopped. They could ahead on the left. 6. Do you always have to carry your driver's license? I took hard a Spanish citizen and having a Spanish driving license. You can drive in Switzerland without having to obtain a Swiss driving license. However, it is important to know that you can own and drive with a Spanish license during the first 12 months of residence in the country. 7. How multicultural is your country? Switzerland is a country with cultural diversity thanks to its geographical location between countries such as Germany, France, Italy, Austria, and Liechtenstein. This diversity has often shaped a unique culture. Switzerland has long tradition in music, crime, and music.
The currency of Japan is the Japanese yen. Tourists from my country net advice to enter Japan. It is recommended to check with your corresponding Japanese envoys of consulate before traveling to know the specific visa requirement. The normal temperature is Japan depend on the season of the region. In winter, temperatures can go to zero degrees Celsius or less in some parts of the country, which in summer temperatures can excel 30 degrees Celsius. In general, temperature are milder is coastal region of more extreme is mountain regions. The climate can vary significantly in different areas of Japan, due to difference in geographic and altitude. In Japan, driving is on not left side of the road. Drivers car trade drive left license with driving in Japan. Additional is important note their international drive permit is requirement to drive in Japan for cities of city or of some country. Japan is a country with a long history and a rich and diverse culture. Of thrones, the popular is mostly Japanese. Tribes is grow very popular in the country and growing acceptation of cultural diversity. Additional, Japan receive more tourists for our third world and is popular destination for international students.
Good night. The country that I choose is United States. The currency in this country is dollar. Yes, the tourists need a tourist visa. It is a different visa if you are going to work or you are going to study. The normal temperature in summer is between 20 and 30 Celsius. And I did a search and the highest temperature in summer is 38 Celsius. And in winter, the temperature is between 15 and 25 Celsius. I also did a search and the lowest temperature is 9 Celsius. Here in the United States, the climate is really different around the country. Like in Orlando, they have all the seasons, but in winter they don't have snow. And actually, it's not really that cold. But in a place like Wyoming, the winter is really, really cold, and they have a lot of snow. In there, people have to drive on the right side. And yes, people always need to carry their driver's license because that is their identification, or they call it like ID. And that is like our cedula in here in Colombia. And the last question is that the United States is a very multicultural country because people like from all around the world live in that country because it's like called the country of opportunities. So a lot of people live in there for that, and because they think they can have a better and most opportunities like from work, for study, and like have a fair life. Thank you.
My name is Maria Jose. What is the currency? Euros. Do tourists need a visa? No, only passport. What the normal temperature in the summer and winter? The climate is temperature but there are season at late in the summer it is warm and in winter there are no continuous rains. Is the climate different in different areas? Yes, in the different months, large deposit of snow accumulate. Which side of the road do you dream on? In France, there are approximately 100 kilometers of used roads, making it the most accessible network on the European continent. Do you always have to carry your drive license? Yes, since it is important to see if the vehicles, if Joes or something else, and as a precaution in an accident happens. How multicultural is your country? This country have interest activities such as art, music, reading, architecture, cinema. All these elements complement the country and make it culturally very, very distinct.